Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a fragrance first impression on Rose de Siwa from Parfums MDCI. Got it right here. So if you'd like to know what I think or my first impressions are of this fragrance, then keep watching. As always guys, in the beginning of these videos, I will let you know how my first impressions videos work. I have a fragrance that I have in most cases never tried, but it has at least never touched my skin. And I'm going to give you my first impressions. I put it on my skin, I wait about 10 to 15 seconds, and I give you my first impression of the opening. And then I come back in about 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes longer, however long I feel like it needs to truly dry down, and give you my first impressions of the dry down. Now I do know that to give this fragrance its due diligence and to give it a proper review and not really a first impressions, I like to wear it throughout the week and let you guys know my final first impressions thoughts. Now that doesn't mean this video was filmed over the course of a week. I actually will come back the next fragrance first impressions video, and at the end of that video I will let you know what I think of this, which means at the end of this video I'm going to let you know what I think about the last fragrance I did a first impression on, which was Infusion d'Iris from Prada. So those openings are always such a mouthful. Hello! And I started doing these videos every 2 weeks to give myself a proper amount of time to really test out the fragrances. And this week's fragrance I ordered from Lucky Scent. I spent my own money on this, just to let you guys know. I'm really excited. I haven't tried many things from Parfums MDCI. I love their presentation so much. The fragrances I did try from them I was really enraptured with and really loved. Now this one specifically caught my interest because it is a rose fragrance and the nose behind it is Francis Kurkdjian. So I was really excited to order this and use this for a first impressions because, as you guys know, I love Francis Kurkdjian. He's one of my favorite noses. So let's start off with the notes in this fragrance and then we will get into how it smells. That's generally how these videos go. So the notes in this fragrance are Peony, Hawthorn, Moroccan rose, Turkish rose, violet, cedar, musk, and vetiver. Now Francis Kurkdjian is very, very well known for his like musky light florals, and so I'm interested to see how this smells. Now I do own a la Rose in a variety of different ways. I have the hair mist, I have the fragrance, I have the hand cream, and I'm probably going to go back and get a few more things because it's one of my favorite fragrances from him. So I'm really excited to see how this smells, and I am going to be comparing this a little bit to a la Rose. So let's start it. The one thing I don't like about Lucky Scent are these freaking dabbers. I will pay double for samples if we could get them in atomizers. Please and thank you. If you're watching Lucky Scent, please atomizers. This is not the best way to sample. So right off the bat, as soon as I open this, I'm getting a blast of rose. It's coming out before it's even gone on my skin. So that's always pleasant. So we're going to put this on. As you guys can't see, I'm kind of, you know, jamming it up, putting it all over me as much as I can do. And then, yeah, so I think I've got enough on. So I'm going to give this about 15 seconds to just really quickly just kind of settle on my skin, and then I'll give you my first impressions of the opening. So it's been about 20 seconds. So the opening of this is a lot of different things. It's pleasant, it's very pleasant, but I feel like this fragrance is, all fragrances really, you don't really want to judge on the opening, you definitely want to judge on the dry down. But I do like to let you guys know about the opening. The opening's coming off a little bit soft, powdery, sweet, and clean, a little bit soapy. So it's smelling kind of like a rosy soap, like an expensive bath gel that's scented like rose, is how it's coming off, to be honest. It's not bad, it's really nice. I do like clean, kind of fresh smelling scents like this, but for the price that you're paying for these fragrances and for the quality I know that Francis Kurkdjian can put out, I do want this to develop a little bit more into something a little bit more complex or a little bit more effervescent and less just kind of like a soapy floral. So I'm going to give fragrances like this usually need about 20 minutes to develop on my skin. I'm not going to let it develop too long because I'm not sure if this is the type of fragrance that will last long on my skin. Sometimes fragrances like this don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in 20 minutes and I will let you guys know what I think. Hello, okay, I am back and it definitely has developed on my skin, which is really, really nice. So let's start off by how I feel about the price of this fragrance and if it's worth picking up, at least from this point. There are two ways you can order this fragrance from Lucky Scent. It's for 75 ml without the beautiful resin bust. It is $250. With the resin bust, it's $375. So you will pay a premium if you want the really beautiful presentation. Do I think it is worth it? For the bust, I would get it with the bust just because my idea of a collector is I would want the more collectible version of it, but you don't need it for the bust. So what I'm going to do is when I'm reviewing this fragrance and talking to you guys about it, I'm going to be talking about it with the price without the bust, because that is pretty much the price you're paying for the fragrance. So that is $250 for a 75 ml. Now, this fragrance smells on my skin really nice. It became a little bit more watery the longer it was on my skin and a tiny bit more smoky. And I think that the vetiver is pulling a little bit more damp and earthy, which is actually pairing really nicely with the peony and the musk and the two roses in there. Now this is a very light scent, but it does seem to have really nice projection. And again, I'm just saying that based on the 20 minutes I've been wearing it. As soon as I opened the dabber, it actually like filled my nostrils with fragrance. And I got a lot of real estate up there. I got a big old nose. So it doesn't take much. But I was able to smell it initially, and it was really nice. My husband, who walked in to the place where I filmed, immediately said, "You're spraying perfume again." And considering this wasn't an atomizer, it was a dabber, the fact that he was able to smell it from about 4 to 5 feet away says that this has really nice projection. Now that could just be because he walked in the first 10 minutes that I was wearing this. So again, next fragrance first impressions videos, I will let you guys know what I think about its projection and its longevity. But so far it's projecting really nicely for a very effervescent and light scent. Now this is coming off like a very musky floral, something Francis Kurkdjian is very well known for. And if I'm correct, this fragrance was released in 2006. So this doesn't smell as complex or as developed as some of his other more musky florals that you can find in his private line, but I do definitely get his signature musky floral in here, and that is the part about this that I am loving the most. There's one part of this fragrance I don't like, and it's the best way I can describe it is it's kind of like an aftertaste. You know, you eat something really delicious, and then after you swallow it, and you're ready to take the next bite, it has kind of a weird aftertaste. That's kind of something about this fragrance that I am picking up. It's like an after smell. It is very, very soapy. It smells like hand soap. So the initial fragrance is really beautiful. It's actually really light. It's very like a watery rose. I do like the musk in there, and the little bit of smokiness from the vetiver is really, really nice. But after you smell that, you're kind of left with the remnants of a very kind of hand soapy fragrance. And I don't mind that. I think it is really pleasant, and those are scents I like to wear in very humid weather, especially in the spring and summer where it starts to get really hot in Florida. But I don't think that that is a $250 for 75 ml price point. It would be a third of that. It would probably be like a $90 or maybe $100 fragrance where I would be like, okay, this is understandable. But for 250 ml from a niche house where I smelled other fragrances from their line and I really, really love, so far, at least in the dry down of this, or the initial dry down of this, it is something I don't think I would spend the money on. It does smell really nice. I will probably enjoy wearing through the sample, but just currently it's not piquing my interest too much. I would much rather, again, spend the money and go to Francis Kurkdjian's private line and get something from there. He seems to have a little bit more complex musky florals that I'm more drawn to than this. And again, that might be because of the house. Maybe the house wanted something very specific, and so Francis Kurkdjian was a little bit neutered in the way that he would create this fragrance. I don't know. But this isn't exactly everything I would hope for, specifically for the price. Now my mind can be changed, and it actually has been changed when I've worn through samples and maybe a different something comes up. Maybe within an hour a new note comes out, or one of the notes that's pulling to soapy dies down, and it lasts on my skin for 8 hours and it's incredible, which is why I like to come back later after wearing it a few times and let you guys know what I think. But currently right now I do not think it is worth the $250 for 75 ml. It is a beautiful fragrance. I am really enjoying it, but it doesn't smell like it's worth that much money. But it does seem like it's probably going to perform like it's worth that much. But we will see come next video. Right, so that's my thoughts. I'm a little harsh, but I don't want you guys to think that I'm just a super fangirl and just blindly like everything that Francis Kurkdjian does. I'm actually a little bit more critical of the things that he creates. But when there's something I like, I tend to be like, you know, super like. It's kind of crazy. So last fragrance first impressions, it was Prada Infusion d'Iris, and I had filmed the video, I had edited the video. I forgot to mention the notes when I was filming the video, and then when I went to go find the notes and at least try and like film a little blurb, I noticed that there were two different reformulations. There was the older reformulation from 2015 and the one that I had, which was the newest version. So that's why I just kind of put them in the description box and didn't put them in the video, but let you guys know that the one that I tried was from 2015, the newer reformulation. So that fragrance, just, you know, if you want to know if I liked it or not, I already bought a bottle of it. This was an incredible, and I mean an incredible iris fragrance, you guys. It was stunning. I wore through that sample so much. I kept adding it and spraying it, not because I needed to, but because I wanted to. It was just a fragrance I would take a bath in because it was so perfect. I loved how it smelled. It was absolutely gorgeous. So this is the bottle that I got, and it makes me want to go out and find the other versions of this fragrance as well, the older reformulation, because a lot of people really love that scent, and I really want to compare it to this one. And also there's an absolute version, and then there's like a variety of different kind of flankers to this, it seems. I'm really excited to explore this scent in its entirety because this was so insanely beautiful. So absolutely loved it. When it comes down to longevity, fantastic longevity. I got about 8 to 10 hours on my skin. So you guys know I live in the tropics, so I hope for 4 to 6. And it had really nice projection. It was past arm's length for the first 6 to 7 hours of wear. And then the last few hours, it got a little bit intimate, closer to the skin, but it did project it really loudly, for as loud as you would think for like a soft floral powdery fragrance. And the other thing I really liked about this scent is I didn't get olfactive fatigue from it, so I got to enjoy it all day. So I absolutely love this scent. I picked up a bottle. It's fantastic. And if you guys have the opportunity to smell the new one, I know that you can find it at some Nordstrom's and other department stores. So definitely seek it out if you can, if you like iris powdery scents. It is stunning. All right, guys, that's it for this fragrance first impressions video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, guys, if you like my fragrance reviews, fragrance videos, or videos like this in general, remember to give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. And also don't forget to subscribe because it's free and I'm free. And I put out new videos every Monday through Friday and sometimes on the weekends as well. So I'll always have something for you to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy. Have a great day, month, year, whatever. And I will see you next time.